Good morning. Better get on say tell everybody if you celebrate Savage Holiday. Should I say Thanksgiving? Happy holiday. Hope you all eat well. Um, I'm just sitting here getting my dose of the ghetto nun. Usually do in the morning to wake my ass up. She wakes me up all the time. All hail the nun. How's everybody doing this morning? Hope you're all well. Wanted to come on and do a chat, give you an update. Things are interesting. That's all I can tell you. I hope you enjoyed the reading so far this month. Up until this point, they've been very intense. I'm going to redo Aries again because I know some of my situation really came out in that reading. Hi, Dustwalk. Hello. Let me put my glasses on. Happy Turkey Day. There we go. Now I can see it. Yeah, I just kind of like woke up. I got my coffee going over here, and I got my tea right over there too. So, how y'all been? Hmm? I know one thing about my collective. My collective's been healing. My collective has been doing real well, and I'm happy to hear. I'm happy to see the growth of all of you guys. Sometimes I feel like I just am not capable of leading because then I go through stuff and it's like, how can I lead these people when I'm dealing with stuff too? I fall back into the trap of getting gaslit, projected, and lied to if I start dating somebody. It really gets old. All I can do is laugh at this point. Just You're very welcome. I thank you for all your guys' support as well. It means the world to me. My YouTube does. I know that there's a lot of I love my YouTube platform. However, I'm I'm gonna let y'all know. January 1st, from what I was told, they could be taking down thousands and thousands of channels. And I know as soon as this live stream cuts, this will go, and they've been doing it to me. So I'm just letting you know they review all of my videos that I upload. Every single one of them, especially my lives, go up for review. And I have to hit for them to do a manual review. And usually they all come back that they were okay, all good. But that doesn't matter. From what I was told with the COPA rules and stuff like that, with like child protection rules, they could just take down your channel and don't even have to give you an excuse. It's censorship at its finest. So if they don't like you, you'll be gone. Sort of like that equal opportunity employer that yeah, they can fire you at any given time they want. And I don't want to lose my YouTube channel, but I know that there's a bunch of other tarot readers who are going on other platforms. I'm going to look at starting another. I'm going to try and do dual. Might have to do both until if they take down my YouTube, I'm going to lose over 500 videos from my whole journey. So that has been a big stress on me as well. Like I just got to give you guys a warning when I start my new platform on the new platform. I want you guys to please check it out and I'll go over onto that platform and subscribe. That way you won't miss anything from me. I'm not sure. There's another reader who had said it, and this reader is huge. YouTube's going to be losing a lot of tarot readers, just so we're clear here. And there's a lot of people, just in case they decide that they don't like them and they want to take down their channel. I don't do anything really for them to take down my channel. Sometimes I cuss and sometimes I swear. but I've heard way worse. And I know that there's a lot of channels where people do illegal drugs. Oh, I'll let you know where I go. Good morning, Yvonne. I'll let you know the other platform. I know Venmo is one of those platforms, which I already have uploaded on my thing. I think that's one of them. I'm not sure 100%. So we'll see. It is what it is. Like, I got to do what I got to do. And I don't want to lose all my subs and I don't want to lose all my people. So as soon as I know, I will make an announcement. Be looking for that throughout December. I'm also going to be I'm going to start uploading a lot of I'm not really worried about my tarot videos from 2 years ago. I'm more worried about the most recent tarot videos, maybe from the last 2 to 3 months. I'm going to try and thumb drive them and my ascension process, like these live streams and stuff when I talk to you guys. So because I feel that this is important, especially for new waivers coming in for the second wave of people. We're getting a lot of new people who are just now going through Dark Nights of the Soul and getting activated. It's crazy what the universe is doing. It started with us and now other people. Hey, Jack. Look at this cat. Hi. He says happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Like I said, I'll call it happy Savage Holiday too. Me and Chief Shikellamy up in this bitch. You wanna know what? Yeah, it's a kitty. I'm going to make a Thanksgiving plate, just a small one, and take it over to my altar, over to River tonight for him. I know that sounds nuts. I don't give a shit. He's probably me and the Chief are cool. So he helps me a lot when I have to do anything that has to do with spiritual warfare. He's all about it. Say, there's a Gemini kitty. Every time she comes in, she's Mercury ruled. So yeah, that's what I decided I'm gonna do. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a little small plate over for him. I mean, my God, I have no friends in this town. None. They all hate me. All of them. I want you to get on YouTube and look up Arabella Parker. And it just showed the mom, my friend, basically family, who was horribly abused by this idiot. And her daughter had died because he abused her daughter so bad, beat the shit out of her. They just took her off life support last Wednesday and she passed then on Friday. Now there's other drama going on with the dad side of the family. Again, about the burial arrangements. They don't want her cremated. They want her to have a regular, proper funeral. And I keep telling the family, keep your business to yourself. Dude, this guy, the dad, who was in jail as well for a DUI because he flipped a vehicle. I'm telling you all the dirt. I like Carl. I like him. I liked him before he went to prison. I did. He was a good, solid guy, you know, for the most part. But everybody has issues. He has substance abuse issues. I don't down him for that. What I do down him for is getting in a vehicle while he's drunk, hitting another vehicle while he has Arabella and Sam in the vehicle, and then they go taking off, chasing away from this person, and he flips the truck with Arabella and Sam in the vehicle. And then someone said it was Sam driving. No, it wasn't. It was Carl. He kept on backing into this vehicle and didn't even realize it. And then he took off. And then they went out Milepost Road, which is a road that's a windy road. It's a country road. And he flipped his truck with a baby in it. And he went to prison for a parole violation and a DUI. And he's been in prison since January. Well, Sam was single for 5 or 6 months, and she didn't handle it very well with a 3-year-old and getting lonely. And she ended up meeting this dude on Facebook. And how many of us can attest? Didn't know this guy from an ass from a hole in the ground. Didn't realize that he is beating up other girlfriends that he was with, causing a miscarriage to one. And she ends up starting to talk to this guy, and he has her, of course, she's lonely, very lonely, has her move in with him and Arabella. And he starts with the abuse. Started psychological, breaking her down, and then it started with the physical. She told me a story about the one time he punched her right in the face and broke her glasses in half. And her mom, or should I say his mom, tried to glue her glasses together. And it didn't work. So he went downstairs and spit right in his mother's face. That's how much of a douchebag this guy is. So, like, there's this stuff that I just know about this Jared guy. And from what I agree, Sam should have left. She was only in that thing for 4 months until Arabella got put on was beaten so badly that she was put on life support. It was disgusting. Well, they had their arraignment, and they didn't get sentenced yet. They had their hearing a day last week, it was a day last week. Might have been Monday. Either way, it was a few days ago. And I caught it on YouTube, has it on YouTube. And of him and her going into the courtroom. And I guess he really lit into the judge. He was saying this, swearing at the judge, swearing at the attorneys. I mean, he lost his shit, calling Sam a drug addicted, this and that. And the only thing Samantha did that I know of, she used to be, her and the baby's real father both were. Oh, he was he was horrible. Systematically broke that girl down. And we wonder why, like, everybody's like, well, why didn't she? Everybody's wants her hung in the town square because she didn't leave that guy. Yep. Everybody's saying, hang her. Let her out in population. We'll take care of her. So, like I said, if you're in an abusive relationship and you have small children, please leave. Get out. And I know of somebody right now who's dealing with similar, and she has for years, and her kid's grown up watching this. And this guy's a narcissist, and he's been breaking her down. She's a strong girl, but she's not herself no more. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go there because it'll give it away, but I talked to my family about it, and I said, you want to know what? She's going to end up in the same situation if something happens to one of those kids, and she's going to end up in jail. Yep. And if you had small kids, Dustwalker 73, and that person would have done anything to those small kids, you would have got charged, like Sam is, with conspiracy for child endangerment. Yep. She's getting homicide charges on her too. They're charging her with homicide just like they are Jared, and she didn't do anything to her child. Nothing. And Jared's turning around lying, saying it was all her now. So now it's hearsay. Now it's her word against his. This is the way these narcissists work. They flip the tables. They'll abuse you. They'll destroy everything you love. See? Ooh, I got chills everywhere. Ugh. Someone ever fucking one of my cats are my kids. They're equal to my children. See? Look. This baby right here is my 7-year-old child. This baby right here loves his mama, don't you? Yes, he does. He's my guardian, he's my soulmate, and he's my protector. He always has been, and he always will be. Aren't you, Jack? Yeah. You're a baby. See? That's how much my animals love me. I do need to get another algae eater. My algae eater passed away. Oh, good. Yeah, I need to get another algae. I should get 2 algae eaters. I don't think that algae eater could handle all of it because I do have I think 8 or 9 fish in my tank. I gotta get I gotta get 2 algae eaters. So I'm gonna have to go out there to this fish store and get 2 algae eaters for my fish tank. I think that other algae eater just, I don't know. I was so sad because he was laying upside down. Algae eater. But I gotta go get another one because my tank needs it. Say. Or I'm gonna just have to clean my tank and open it now. I'm gonna try the algae eater. They do keep it clean. Well, he's been dead for a day or 2. I took him out, like I said, and I did the God rest your soul, Saturn. That was Saturn. All of my fish are named after planets. That was Saturn. Yeah, it was. He's the algae eater. I did. I named all my fish after planets. Did you guys see my new fish lately? Did I show you all my new fish? I'll take you down. My tank's quite colorful. My tank does need clean now, but I gotta get 2 algae eaters, I think. Let me take you down to the. I did take my fall stuff down. I started. There's a few things I still have to take like that down, but yeah, I've been working on getting all my fall stuff down, as you see. Hang on. Da-da-da-da-da. See, brought all my stuff in from decorating outside. I don't know if I'm going to decorate for Christmas. I'm just being honest with you. Okay, here's the tank. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Where are the other guys at? They like to hide behind the angel. Oh, there's one of the other tetras. Mercury and Venus are the 2 tetras. These guys. There's one there and one over here. That's Mercury and Venus. Saturn's dead. Mars is my Molly back here. Oh yeah, I got the angel. I got an angel in here. Where's Mars at? Come out here, Mars. Mars is hiding behind the angel over here. Yeah, typical Aries. We hide behind angels. I don't know. Yeah, there he is. There's Mars. Jupiter. Hey, where's the other ones at? Come on out here. Y'all hiding because you're on camera. Oh, okay. There's Jupiter. See him? Saturn died. He was my algae guy. Yeah, there's a little as you see, yeah. We have a UFO in there. Where's Uranus at? Uranus is a green one like that orange one. Or that orange. Come on, everybody out. Everybody out. Come on. There we go. Come on. Oh, there's Uranus. See him? The purple one. And then Neptune and Pluto is these little guppies. Pluto's right there. And Neptune is like a greenish. Yeah. Ha. So, I need a new Saturn. Actually, we're going to get 2 Saturns. Earth is important. So yeah, it's my fish tank. Ah, yes. Hey, Jack. Jess, you need to send, not you, Jack. I said Jess. Send me your address. I have something to send to you. As many of you know, Ms. Lisa is single again. I have spoken to, the ex. But he's going through some shit, and I'm just like, whatever. No hard feelings. I don't want no hard feelings with him. Yeah, send it to me into my DM. I feel like I've caught him in some lies. His Facebook was automatically back on yesterday because I saw it. So I told people to please, if he friended them, to please unfriend him. You want me to spill? I really don't want to. Okay. Y'all know what happened last week with him dipping out. He was going through some stuff. Well, he got child support papers. And he wasn't happy about that. Because he does make a substantial amount of money where he works. But he also has a lot of shit to pay for, too. He has a lot of bills. He has a mortgage, like all kinds of stuff. She left him with all the bills. And I don't know how everything goes with separating property. I've never really dealt with this with my ex-husband. I pretty much just gave up everything. Okay, Jess, I got it. Perfect. I got something to send to you. Well, he got his divorce papers in the mail. He was waiting for them. But they took so long that he was kind of like, he's getting nervous. Like there was more stipulations in the divorce papers, I guess, that she sent him. Now she wants alimony. She wants spousal support too. Because she knew he started dating me. Vindictive much? Yes. But I don't know the whole circumstances to their relationship. I don't know what he did to her. Hiya. Welcome. How are you doing, Tammy? Welcome again to live stream with Blue. That's their business. And he's really struggling with the fact that he feels like he's screwed. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. So as much as what he's going to be paying her in spouse support and child support, he's afraid he's going to lose his house and he's going to lose all this other stuff. She's a dental hygienist. She can definitely take care of herself. And what she's probably going to get is going to be unreasonable. He did file. Well, I can't really go into his private details, but it's his son, his biological son, and he allowed her to adopt him 2 years ago. So they were already having marital problems. That was his own dumb fault. There's no way I would let somebody adopt my child if we were already having problems. No freaking way. Are you kidding me? No. I really don't feel that he was ready to get into a relationship. I don't know. It goes by income here in Pennsylvania. And I know he makes a little bit more than her. So, but And they both each have a child outside of their marriage. And his son was before from his previous wife, deceased wife, who I'm pretty sure was his divine feminine, and he doesn't realize it, who had passed away when the baby was 3 months old. This chick came in, knew he was vulnerable, schmoozed him up for a good 2 or 3 years. They got married, and then she changed. I'm not sticking up for him. I don't know all the details of their marriage. I don't think I want to, because it's getting messy. And this is a protection for me because I don't need that fucking nightmare in my life. I didn't want things to be left on a bad note with him and I. That was probably the biggest thing. Just wanted closure. Look, I'm here if you need to talk. However, the tea that got spilled, I noticed yesterday, and it kind of pissed me off because we talked a little bit. Because I did apologize because I was triggered when I got abandoned when Arabella passed away, and I was going through stuff with my aunt, telling this whole community that I live in and people all around the world that I practice witchcraft. Oh, I said my aunt again. My mother's sister. She's not my aunt. She's dead to me. She's my mother's sister. Because I sided with the Delcamp family, and I got to see Arabella the day before she passed. I was heartbroken when I saw that baby. I was hopeful that maybe God would pull a miracle with her. But when I actually went into the room, it felt very chaotic. Like there wasn't peace. I didn't feel peace. And then Amanda showed up. You know, the girl who I smoke red. Yeah. Well, that got all around the community, which I knew it would. And now that side of the family's causing all kinds of. Arabella has to be on ice. Well, the father's fighting the cremation. The mom wants to cremate Arabella. Everybody in this community thinks that they should have a proper funeral for her. I think cremation is a more humane way of dispersing a body. And not to mention, you get their ashes. You get that person's ashes. They're not in the ground. You get that person's ashes. And she wanted to make sure that Carl got some ashes from Arabella. And when Sam got out, if she ever gets out, that she would have something as well. So, and then, you know, they could bury the other part, you know? Well, I'm going to let you know, she's not at rest at this point because the father, well, Sam did see, here's the way it works in Pennsylvania. Just because Mandy got sole custody, that's the aunt with all of this craziness, because there needed to be medical decisions made. The courts granted the aunt, Mandy. I'm friends with this whole family. You don't understand. They're like sisters to me. Well, the aunt did decide. She goes to the funeral director to make arrangements, and here both the biological mom and the biological father, the father's in prison too. I explained that earlier in this video. He went to prison back in January for a probation violation, hitting a parked vehicle. Then they tried to blame that on Sam too. Hitting a parked vehicle with Arabella in the vehicle. He was drinking. And then they tried to run away from the people who they hit. And he's going out Milepost Road, which is a windy road. He flipped the truck with Arabella and Sam in the vehicle. Well, the cops came and they took Carl to prison because he was over the legal limit and drinking. and he's been in prison since. Sam got very lonely while he was in prison. I didn't know none of this was going on. I was going through my own shit. And you all know I pretty much have isolated myself from all of society. I don't read the news. I don't watch the news. I don't read the freaking Deadly Item, and that's all it is a bunch of drama in that paper and half truths. Oh, another thing. Well, no, it's funny. I spent what, a whole day at this is a real good one. Spent a whole day down for jury duty. Guess what my check was? $18 I got for a whole day of jury duty. $18. Terrible. Next time I'll get out of it. But it was an interesting case. It really was. And it was nice to be able to exonerate people who they couldn't just pin something on. I have not had TV in count 'em 4 years. I shut off my TV before Trump was even elected president of the United States. I kid you not. It hurt my soul. Like I didn't understand what was going on with me. And it just stressed me out. TV just stressed me out. Well, this court case that I got to, oh yeah, I know, big money. Terrible. This court case that I got to reside over, and they actually made me the spokesperson, so I got to read the not guilty verdict, and I'd be the first one. Yeah. Well, I didn't mind because I didn't mind exonerating people who they couldn't just pin something on, especially when it had to do with a judge residing over this county who's, yeah, it was something else. Oh yes. Actually, he's residing over top of this whole issue with Arabella. So I'm not going to say any names, but the dude had something stolen. There's absolutely no yeah, there's no I'm not saying he didn't have anything stolen. No, he definitely was a victim of a crime. Someone did steal a property from him. I'm not saying that. But they tried to pin it on two people who they didn't have proof. Enough proof for me. These people were wearing masks and you couldn't tell. And because they were going, what they went by was a backpack. The way someone walked, which how many people walk with a swagger? And they were wearing masks. You couldn't tell. And actually in the one, and all they had was video and hearsay. They couldn't place these two guys there. They could place them within a mile and a half of there at a certain time, but that was it. Like the stuff like the conspiracy to commit and like it just didn't, the crime didn't fit these two guys. I'm not saying they very well could have, but I can't go by very well could have. I need solid evidence. I'm sorry, there was a reasonable doubt that these guys did it. And that's the way I look at it. And everybody, well, there was 10 of us. There was one lady that said, and she made a good point. Yeah, I wanted proof. But they didn't have none. I'm sorry. Do you want to know what? It was funny because I went in there that day. My purse is a backpack. I carry that everywhere I go. I have black sneakers. I have tight jeans. You couldn't tell if it was a man, a woman. You couldn't tell if it was a woman, a man. I mean, by the physique, maybe you could tell that they were male. But the last video that he had, it very well looked Like the guy, you could see like a portion of their hand, but it was black and white. And it very well could have been gloves, but the person looked like he would been of a brown or darker descent, not white. These guys were white, white guys, and very low on the economic scale. There was a family member that went in. So I could talk about it now since it's already done. But there was a family member that went in and said, this judge put on Facebook these videos. I'm going to tell you right here. This judge put it on Facebook, put it on social media. And he said, do you know who these two guys are? Because if you do, please let me know. And he had gotten a couple different leads, but the judge didn't feel like it was solid enough until the one family member of these two. Oh, yes, this judge did that. Yes, he did. Put it on social media. A family member of these two fellas who you could tell was disgruntled when he walked through that courtroom. You could tell that there was family issues just by his attitude. He's like, that was him and it was him. Well, how do you know for sure it was him and him? I could tell by the way he walked. And he did change his story too from the original statement. I'm telling you, the defense attorneys for these two guys were great. They were great. I don't know who they were, but they were great. And I'm pretty sure they were public defenders. So we got some pretty good public defenders here. If anybody has any common fucking sense, and I'm all about fair and honest. I'm a landlord. I know what it feels like to get stuff stolen. So I'd be the first person, and I even said this. There was no sounds. Obviously, he's the judge. So he had, surveillance. There was 5 different videos. 45 minutes of clips. You couldn't tell if it was for sure these two. And I wasn't pinning. I would not have felt. I would have hung that fucking jury. I couldn't tell of good faith to put 2 guys in prison or whatever for theft. They had all these charges trumped up: conspiracy to commit a crime, and the guy got it back. So whoever took it might have done it as a prank. I don't know. Could have been his own kids' friends. It could have been anybody that lived around here. First off, the guy's a judge. Do you know how many people that judge is probably sentenced? Let's just put that way. How many people could not like that person? There was so much reasonable doubt, and we all agreed. Nope, no markings. The only thing they could say is one guy wore black shoes and walked like this. How many guys do you know walk with a swagger? Hell, sometimes I be Bob. So for me, I had reasonable doubt. I knew that these guys didn't do it. And if they did, shame on them. The judge did get it back though. So someone found it down the hill from his house. It's not like they stole it and went and sold it and, he never got his property back. He got his property back. But he still got it stolen, and that's not okay. I will agree with that. That's bullshit. But you can't just pin it on people just because of hearsay and some disgruntled family member saying, it was them. I know their walk. Do you know how many times I thought I knew somebody walking until I saw their face and real? How many of us have gone into a store and we thought we saw somebody we knew, and you're waving like this and they're like, who are you? And you realize you don't know that person? All the time. That happened to everybody. And anybody with common sense would have felt the same way. So, you want to know what? It was a sloppy case. There was other people that should have been looked at. Because they picked me almost immediately. I was juror number 8. They picked me almost immediately. Go figure. I was jury number 8. I was born at 8:08 p.m. They don't know me very well. Yep. I know. This is what I'm talking about. But you can even see this guy. They were going by the way he walked. This is how corrupt our county is. I can't believe it went all the way to trial. I can't believe they didn't look in other people. And there was other leads. But because a family member came forward and said, I know that walk. I know that that's definitely them. Like, how? Oh. Yep. There was they were described. He did not like his brother. If it had something to do with, it was his brother. His own brother did this to him. And a nephew. And they had, that was the only person they had. Besides the judge who did his thing. And even he couldn't say with 100% certainty that it was those guys. You know why it went that far? Status of who you are. That's why it went that far. Status of who you are. Yep. Well, guess what? That DA and that cop wasn't too happy when they lost. And it felt good to be the spokesperson, to sit there and say, we, the jury, do indeed find the defendant not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty. We indeed find the defendant B not guilty. Not guilty. Not freaking guilty. Not enough evidence. I almost cried because it was fascinating. It really was. And I couldn't talk about the case before. You guys all knew I had jury duty. I didn't know much about it. I didn't look it up. I had no clue who it was. I didn't really know the whole thing, but the relief I saw in these guys, that could have been me being falsely accused of something. That could have been me. And I could have just been sitting in my house minding my own damn businesses because somebody hearsay said, oh, I saw her over here doing such and such. How about the cops do their fucking job? How about that? How about if the cops would have done their job when grandma called about Arabella and Sam being abused and forcing them to come out instead of letting them in a place that was abusive, saying there's nothing we can do about it. They're not being held responsible. Children and youth aren't being looked into. The people who knew about it, there's only 3 people arrested. There was a lot more people who knew and saw that baby being thrown downstairs, Sam being pulled up the stairs by her hair, and nobody did a fucking thing. No, you want to know who's paying for it? Who's been horribly abused? Arabella did with her life. That breaks my heart. And of course, Sam's getting homicide charges now and conspiracy because she didn't remove herself from the situation. How many of us have been in only a situation for 3-4 months and thinking, oh, we can change this guy, and it's a narcissist, and you can't change them. They just go around in a cycle. They don't change, it just get worse. Where's the justice? Hearsay, that's where the justice is. Because this guy said that she did it, and he changed his story. This is a lesson to us all. I know. And I watch patterns. That's why I start. Do you want to know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. My tarot channel, yeah, I have a very keen gift. I want this shit going prosecuted for emotional and psychological abuse. Physical abuse is bad, obviously. But we need crimes against mind fucking. Because you want to know what? I know of about 4 dudes who owe me a hell of a lot of money for all the fucking pain they put me through. And everything I lost as a result. Because I couldn't work. It's not even just that. I got narcissistically abused at my government job. I had a freaking boss sit there and pick and poke at me because she found out stuff from me telling the truth about a past issue in my life that I knew about behavioral health, and she used it against me. And then had me fired because I wanted to take people to trauma therapy. We don't do that here. It's behavioral health. We take them to the psychiatrist. So guess what? We can do this. Put them on a bunch of fucking medication. Let's medicate. That's what we do. We make sure that we medicate. And then when these people start feeling better, I know. And here's the thing I noticed in the 5 months that I worked there to the day. Here's the thing that I noticed. As soon as they start feeling better on these medications, sometimes the medications stop working. True. Other times they start getting their life in order and they start being able to focus and function again, and they go see the psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist will change up their dose or change their medication altogether, and it causes a chemical reaction, and they go into a hysterical rage, and then they need to be hospitalized. I saw it over and over and over again. It's a fucking scam. They don't care about people. It's like children and youth care about Arabella. No, it's job security. They don't like to have to. There's so many people out there that could use behavioral health, that could use drug and alcohol, DNA stuff. And they're so they sit there and say that their caseloads are so overloaded. It's because you want to know why? They don't get the people the help they need. Now, I'm going to say something. Children and youth in this county, they just don't do their job. They'll just dismiss cases. So there was an active ongoing case with Arabella. You want to know who they were communicating with? Jared, the one who killed Arabella. Not Sam, because he stole her phone. They tried to do follow-ups, don't get me wrong, but they communicated with the abuser through Facebook Messenger. Oh yeah. And guess what? Guess who's not even getting I really think that they need whoever was over top of Arabella's case, because there were so many people who called in about this abuse, family members and stuff. They need sued. The family needs to sue them. They need investigated. And whoever the case manager was that was talking to the abuser needs to be put in jail right next to the rest of them. Because guess what? When you are a government agent and you're working, because I had to do this, you're mandated to report abuse. If I would have known about it, and even though I'm no longer work for behavioral health, I would still feel mandated to report abuse. I would never direct, dude, that's so against policy. You cannot get on you're not even allowed to be friends with your people on Facebook that are on your caseload. Why in the fuck is there a case manager? And I'm saying this madly. Why is there a case manager direct messaging the abuser about a meetup time? That's what I want to know. And you want to know what? Sam has all the proof in her cell phone. Oh, yes, she does. Well, welcome to Northumberland County. So unethical to fire somebody such as myself because I wanted to help my people and I didn't want to keep them on medication. I would have liked to have had some of my people be able to actually fulfill their goals, and they started to. Some of them were starting to get better. And because I took one to therapy and I talked to the therapist, she didn't have a ride. And Rapid Transit, which is the local transit for people who have behavioral health, they can get put on Rapid Transit to go to the psychiatrist and stuff. They only run to like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Well, and some people aren't even capable to get themselves to the stop. I tried to get my one person on Rapid Transit. Well, I got fired before that. They fired me. I caused workplace disarray, apparently. They wrote the most nastiest letter about me of why they fired me. Yep. They tried to say I didn't get my paperwork done in time, which was a lie. I was actually getting more units, and you're supposed, by the time you have 6 months, they were units of working with people. I was getting like 426 units. I was getting what normal case managers are supposed to get every month at 4 months. That's how much time I spent with my people. And they were saying, well, you weren't getting your paperwork done in time. Wrong. That wasn't true. Everything they said about me was a lie. That's why I went into a huge depression when I lost my job, because I couldn't believe what they just did to me. But guess what? My bosses were narcissists. They were going through another transition. My main boss who hired me seemed like a pretty reasonable guy. Well, then he got bumped up to the director, and one of my fellow people, I know this, and I just really learned how to do all the paperwork, and I pretty much had to learn on my own. I got showed it like once or twice. So I can say, and I will say this publicly because I knew it was going to happen, I don't give a fuck either. All my e-docs, I had them all written down before I would write them out. That's what they were called, e-docs. I had them all written down on a tablet, and then I would put them in by the end of the month. This woman wanted them in every week. So you'd spend more time in the office instead of with your people. It was basically, she basically sabotaged me. She did it on purpose. She told me, because she actually was the one who trained me. She actually told me that I shouldn't go into work every day with a big smile on my face because a lot of people that work there are disgruntled, and I'd be a target then. So I'm just happy I have a job. I'm just happy I get to help people every day. That's all. Yeah, he wanted to show me exactly how corrupt local government is. And I really should blow the whistle. Oh, no. That's why I didn't spend much time in that office. I did all my work outside that office, and I do it at home at nighttime when I wasn't getting paid. And she couldn't figure out how I was getting all my shit done. Well, I was actually writing my e-docs at home at nighttime. Well, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, why not? I don't have the stress of everybody here projecting on me, and I don't have all the anger and hatred. I just spent all my time out in the field. I do my paperwork and everything else at home at nighttime, or I go to the library. I didn't want to be around a bunch of fake, phony fucks. I wanted to be around people who needed me, and they didn't like that because I wasn't a part of their social circle. Couldn't be myself in there either. They bitched about my clothing. I wasn't professional enough. They tried. I caught them in a lie. This is a good one. Oh, I'm out in behavioral health right now. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? I don't give a fuck. It's about time I come out with my story. You want to know what? I go to personal care homes, and all of the people at the personal care homes, like the workers, loved me because I was so caring with the people. Whether they were on my caseload or not, I'd talk to them. Yeah, I was real. I wasn't fake and phony. I didn't walk in there like, no, I could get down on their level and be like, how you doing? What's up? What do we want to work on? How you been feeling? You know, you have an appointment this day. Do you want me to come? If you do, I'll be here at this time. But how have you been feeling? And we would talk. I'd check their weight. I'd do all that kind of stuff and be like, look, but there was one personal care home. Wait till you hear this one. And trust me, there was a girl that got hired after me that was in cahoots with the new boss. That was my trainer and a coworker. She actually got the job as a boss, and then she turned on me. I didn't have no problem. On my right around my birth, the week of my birthday, she had me bawling coming out of that office because of the shit they were freaking projecting on me about my personal life. They knew my son just got deployed. They knew my daughter was having some issues. And the week before they fired me, this was a test. Because I was always told, don't ever tell the narcissist what you love. Oh, yes. Don't ever do that. I went into her office and I said, you want to know what? I'm so glad I have this job. This is the only thing, honestly, that keeps me grounded and that I can look forward to. I feel like I'm doing something good. Even though I'm going through stuff, thank God I have my job. And they fired me a week later. True fucking story. Well, about this personal care home thing, because I caught her in a lie. They had told me when I went out and picked up one of my clients that they got a call from the women in the office that were in charge of the personal care home. And I wasn't knocking. I didn't knock on the door. I just walked right in the office while they were in there talking. The office door was open. If the office door was closed, I knock. The office door was open. I walked in. I went to go get my person. There was no problem. But they told me that that was a problem, that they got a complaint. So I went back to the personal care home after I went to the women that worked there and I said, look, I'm really sorry if, and I meant it because I thought it was true. I went to that personal care home and I talked to the ladies that ran it and I said, I'm sorry if I offended you, if I didn't knock on the door, if I interrupted anything, I apologize. And the woman looked at it, she's like, what are you talking about? And I said, well, my boss told me that you guys were upset because I didn't knock when I came to pick up such and such client. And I didn't mean to come across that way. Sometimes I just get ahead of myself. And she said, Lisa, we never called them. We love you here. They made it up. But it was documented as facts. They made it up. I went through hell working for that local government. And then I had one more month to go before I would have been, they started pulling me out of trainings because I was on like they write me up for this type of stuff that wasn't even true. And they'd pull me out of trainings. They'd send other case managers on these trainings and make me stay back. So they ostracized me, making me look like I'm not doing my fucking job when I did it better than anybody else in that fucking place. Because I actually had a heart and empathy. I was targeted. Do you know how bad I want to go and talk to the county commissioners about this? And everybody's like, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Just move on, blah, blah, blah. No, you want to know what? This could happen to someone else. Because there's narcissists that are in high positions of authority that are doing this and abusing their workers. And because I knew about narcissistic abuse and I wanted to get my people real fucking therapy, they didn't like it at all. Well, guess what? I'm about to whistleblow some motherfuckers, I think. Yeah, I might not sound the most professional, but I'm real. And I tell the truth. Everything I just told you is factual. And it's not even about money at this point. Dude, 5 months to the day of my hire date, they fired me. I had 1 month to go till I was county case manager 2 and got a raise. They do this to a lot of people. They push them out unless they fit their clique. Well, nobody wants to fight within this county because you want to know what happens? You ended dead in a ditch somewhere. Oh, another thing. When it came to trauma and going on, it's terrible. When it came to like getting people to actually so you didn't have to 302 somebody, which is involuntarily commit somebody. I'd be able to 201 people all the time. If I noticed that they were in crisis, which is what they call it, if I knew that they were in crisis and there was a problem, I could walk into a situation and spread peace, and that person felt it. I had the fastest 201 in the history of that county. And this girl, who these county case managers talk very nasty about, by the way, they were not nice about any of these clients. The one girl they called Beetlejuice because she'd call in all the time that she was having problems. Well, I ended up going out that night to a crisis and it was bad. I know I am. So I took over. There was a girl who they get so anxious when they have to go on these crisis calls. I was calm as all get out. I'm like, you know, we'll handle her. We're together. We're good. Which they really should have 2 people on crisis, just because they only have one person going on a crisis call. And it could, when you're on call, it could be any time of the night and you're on it for a week. You don't get sleep. If they call you at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, plus then you got to go and do your shift. That's how that works. I had the fastest 30 or 201. You have a wonderful good turkey day too, Mimi. Thank you for coming on and talking. 302 is when somebody is involuntarily committed. A 201 is when somebody decides to sign in so that they don't have. If you get 302'd, I'm just warning you, all your firearms laws rights are taken right there. You cannot own firearms ever again if you get 302'd. That's the kind of power that the department I worked for has over somebody's life. So this woman was either getting 302'd or she was going to get 201. It was one of the two. She had a choice. So I sat and talked to her and I'm like, look, you're going through all this stress. Yes, we do. Or shall I say I did. But I sat and talked to this girl. We got her to the hospital and we went in. And it was interesting because the girl I was with was like, I won't even be surprised if they just take off. I said, you want to know what? She's calm right now. She wants to go. Let's just get her in and we'll see what happens. And we're sitting in the room and I looked at her and I did better than the girl who's been doing this for 2 years and the person at Geisinger to get her 201. And I said, look, take this time for yourself. Think of it as a vacation. You get it. It's not bad up there, you know. You get to rest. Clear your mind. Get some therapy and come out fresh. Maybe they can switch up your meds. You know, we'll see. But just signed right off. We were out of there between the time I had her 201 in like 5 minutes. There was no forcing. There was no arguing. And this was one that they have had major problems with in that department. I'm smart. And I care about people. That's why people would call to be put on my caseload. I had people calling my boss to be put on my caseload. They wanted off other people's caseloads and put on mine. I can't help that. Because when they were in crisis, guess who cared? I did. And I got fired from my job. So, you know, like I said, I still may talk to the county commissioners about this. I still may. Because you want to know what? This is wrong. Oh, my boss was definitely jealous of me. And she could sit there and say, no, I ain't jealous of nobody. Because she has such prestige. She was a cop and she was in the military and she's married to a military man and they have all kinds of money. No, they used other excuses that I created division. I was never in that fucking office to create division. What created division is they were jealous of me and jealous of how I worked with my people. We weren't allowed to ask questions about other departments. I had other departments hate me because, especially DNA. They knew I cared. DNA. Let's talk about drug and alcohol in this county. I didn't work for them, but they were right next to my cubicle. You want to know what they do? For these junkies? Here's a can of Narcan and some Suboxone. Go to that Suboxone clinic every day. Hell, we'll even put you on Rabbit Transit just to keep you on Spoxton. And I'm thinking, where's the weaning off? Where's the weaning off here? We knew we were going to have a major problem when they started cracking down on narcotics. Yes, exactly, Yvonne. And I saw it all, and it really hurt my soul, and it was depressing. But it was job security for them. So I'm kind of letting it all out here, right on YouTube. Wait a minute. I got to find something here. Please, please, please do not. But everybody told me I shouldn't fight this. Everybody told me I should just let it go and move on. And now I have this record that I was fired
To me.
from behavioral health. I can't even use them as a reference. They knew I didn't have enough quarters in to get unemployment. They knew this. So I got shit. I got nothing. So guess what? Since everybody else in this community already hates me, let's do this.
Shop Macy's Black Friday doorbusters while supplies last, starting 5 p.m. tonight and 6 a.m. tomorrow. Save over $150.
I'm gonna play 2 seconds of this.
Now $29.99. Tag Matrix spinners $49.99, and kitchen essentials just $7.99 after mail-in rebate at Macy's.
Can you blow my whistle, baby? Whistle, baby, let me know. Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your lips together and you come real close. Can you blow my whistle, baby? Whistle, baby. Here we go.
Here you go, Northumberland County. I put all your shit out there.
I'm betting you like people, and I'm betting you love people, and I'm betting you like girls that give love to girls and stroke your little ego. I bet you I'm guilty, yo.
After what happened to Arabella, you're motherfucking right. That motherfucker.
There's only one blow in my mind. I'm a damn shame, order more champagne.
Damn shame.
Let your lips spin back around, come. Slow it down, baby, take a look. You know my whistle, baby, whistle, baby.
Whistle blowing on your bitches.
I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your lips together and you come real close. Can you blow my whistle, baby? Whistle,
Everybody put your middle fingers in the air. That's how I feel about this fucking county. Bunch of corrupt motherfuckers. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and it's not real slow. Just put your lips together and you come real close. You blow my whistle, baby, whistle, baby. Here we go. Now I'm probably going to get copyrighted for this, but I had to. I thought that would be funny. Oh, please don't copyright this, but because it's so good. I know Arabella's thing got copyrighted and it wasn't even mine. Dude, you guys would see a completely different me if I could actually play music during my videos. I'm crazy like that. Like, I love music. So, yeah. I figured I'd tell you my story of dealing with a narcissist at work. That was my story. And it's all factual and it's all true. It's not just my reality. It wasn't just in my head. So that's what happened to me. And everybody's like, well, nothing you could do about it. Well, I was workplace targeted and bullied. And I have messages to prove it. They didn't like me from day one. You know why? Because everybody that works there is old and fat. And nobody liked them. They were all mean bitches. And if you were skinny and didn't have a weight problem, and you weren't so your nose wasn't up the boss's ass, and you didn't bow down to the princess, gone. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. It is. It's fucked up. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, Dustwalker 73. I'm probably soon going to get around too. I'm going to be up at my mom and dad's around too. I got Scorpio's Scorpio's reading laid out. I'm probably going to do some readings today. I am feeling a lot better today. Like I said, me and Dwayne talked. But I noticed a few things. Because you know me. And if you watch Dustwalker is also a Pisces. For all you Pisces on here, she's also Pisces. Like I said, my Pisces subs get me. In the Vedic astrology, I'm actually a Pisces, so you're aware. It's in the Vedic. However, in the tropical, I'm an Aries. But in the Vedic, I'm a Pisces. So take me how you want. I do have Neptune and Sagittarius. I think Neptune went direct today too. What do I want to say? Well, this video will go under review. They'll do a manual review on it. Because everything goes up for manual review with my channel. So, like I was saying earlier, if any of you haven't heard, I know there's other tarot readers going on to other platforms. I hope that you will all follow me if I go on another platform. So it could be my only option to keep things going. And the other thing, I'm going to probably have to find a job this month. Yeah, Scorpio reading, I have it laid out. I'm going to do at least the uploads for it. Or the, I'm going to do the recordings. I'm going to do Scorpio today. And my Scorpio sun's home. Yay, I get to see my Marine. My Scorpio sun is home. I did Aries yesterday. I'm going to do a bonus for them too, because Spirit was speaking to me about what was going on and what I should do. I really feel like that was a personal thing for myself, but sorry, Aries, like if you're not going through that, but I saw 17 thumbs up on that thing. So it's not just me. Scorpio. Yes. Queen of Cup Tarot. Please check her out. She's very awesome. She had mentioned, yes, already told Joe about the Kappa stuff. Yes. Because on January 1st, they could just take my channel, and if they don't like me. So they have been doing manual reviews of all of my videos, and like 99% of my videos are okay. Yeah. But like I said, 99% of the videos that I have done are okay. I did get copyrighted for Arabella, but I don't have money on that thing. Like I took the monetization off. I'll take the monetization off of this one as well because it's probably going to get copyrighted. So, Scorpio is laid out. I'm thinking I might do Capricorn and probably Virgo. And then I'll do Leo. No, I got 6 more to do. I got Taurus, Leo, Cancer's done. Gemini. So I'm going to keep those magical signs. I got to keep a magical sign in with the boring signs. Like Leo. No offense to Leos or anything, but my ex-boss was a Leo. Huge narcissist. Guess what? That Jared, which I should attach. I might just do that. I'm going to show you this video of how arrogant he was. And because I have a second phone, I can do this. Yeah, Arabella Parker, 3 years old. Let's watch.
Samantha Delcamp and Jared Burgess were charged Tuesday with the homicide of Delcamp's 3-year-old daughter. Police say
Watch
Burgess
him.
beat the child on October 10th,
There he is.
and Delcamp acted as an accomplice to cover it up.
You don't like to say in court.
Yeah, because I'm a liar.
Why?
It's all hearsay and to a drug addict and lying piece of
You said it's all Samantha.
yeah.
You didn't do anything?
I sold you read the paper?
Yeah.
That right there. That tells you.
He even intimidated the woman who interviewed him. That's who killed Arabella. Not the mom. He's disgusting. Apparently, when I read everything, he was cursing and cussing at the judge. Sam just sat there and cried. And she was like, I was a freaking prisoner for 4 fucking months, man. Like, oh, and I want to show you the house. Let me show you the house. Hang on. I'll show you the house that they lived in. And Steve Wilkos said she should have jumped out the window.
A gut-wrenching crime leaves a 3-year-old girl in critical condition tonight. Also, a 19-year-old man from Trevorton is now jailed with causing those life-threatening injuries. Eyewitness News reporter Rachel Usby.
This is before they arrested Sam.
And more about the man state police say is to blame.
My heart was out to that little child. I just hope to God that she is okay.
Karen Waiwadis says emergency responders lined up at this house on the 700
They
block
lived
of
in,
West
on the
Chillicothe
top floor.
Street in Zerby Township Thursday night. Emergency responders were called because a 3-year-old girl was having seizures. State police soon learned the child was severely injured. Troopers say 19-year-old Jared Burgess of Trevorton was beating the toddler since July, causing broken ribs, bruising, and brain injuries. One neighbor who chose not to go on camera tells Eyewitness News the
Look how
child looked lifeless when carried
Steve
out by
Wilkos
EMS.
said she should have
How you
jumped
look
from
at
the
a child
window.
and their innocence and what actually makes you do harmful things to children, like they're sick.
State police say there was another victim who was in a romantic relationship with Burgess. She told police that before the child began having seizures, Burgess grabbed the child by the throat, picked her up, pushing her against the wall. Adding Burgess put the child down and knocked her down when she tried to walk away.
Because they can't defend themselves. And us as their
He didn't just knock her down. He threw her across the room. Missed the couch, landed on the floor, face planted, and went into seizures. She did pass. She passed last Friday. Now they're getting homicide charges. Both him and Sam. Yeah. That's what Steve Wilkos said she should have jumped. Yep. And you want to know who started all this drama within this community and the division? the person I did the smoke reading for. She's the one who took Sam on the Steve Wilkos show. Steve Wilkos berated this girl. I told her not to go. I warned her not to go. When I found out all this happened, and I messaged her, finally, she actually had a phone at that point because he stole her phone. I could finally get a hold of her. She messaged me back. And I told her, I said, you can come and stay here. I said, for a few days. The show is disgusting. You want to know what? Steve Wilkos is a verbal abuser. He verbally abuses people. He verbally abused Sam and re-traumatized her on that show. It is gross. But like I am, people say I'm biased. No, I look at the whole thing. I understand emotional and psychological abuse. And you want to know what? I talked to her sister, and I had said about how abuse is and psychological stuff, and how, like, you know, people don't understand what CPTSD is, and or post-traumatic stress disorder. How, and especially when interrogators, this guy is a good interrogator. What he would do is he would sit there and say, "You're a drug addict, aren't you?" He'd say this to Samantha. I heard this from a family member. "You're a drug addict, aren't you?" And she'd say, "No, I'm not." "You're a drug addict, aren't you?" "No, I'm not." And then he'd give her that look, and he'd be like, "You're a fucking drug addict. Admit it." Like really crazy. And she'd be like, fine, I'm a drug addict. Just to shut him up. So he was getting in her head. And then he'd say the same thing about her, an alcoholic. And that's why he's using that now. You want to know what? Her sister saw him do that to her. And she's like, I don't know why she would ever even admit it. Like, well, gotta watch. Guess what? That's the type of stuff that interrogators do when you're sitting before a cop. And you're being, the guy is 19. I don't know how in the fuck he got away with that. But he's showing his true colors in court, and I'm happy about that. He's showing, do you want to know what he said? He needs let out of jail immediately because he's not safe in prison. No, you're not. You wouldn't be safe out here either. Let him out once. I dare them to let him out. Because we would handle him. Call it community lynching. Yeah. He was only 19. I have no clue how Sam ever got with him. She met him on Facebook. Like I said, this guy's already beat up one of his girlfriends. He got pregnant and she'd lost the baby. She was like 4 months pregnant. Yes. This is before Sam knew that he was an abuser. And then he started doing it to her. Her biggest fear, her fear was being alone. Baby daddy was in prison. Oh, he's disgusting. But now, baby daddy's fighting the funeral arrangements because he wants a regular funeral for Arabella. And if they were saying about the county will pay for her funeral or something like that, I read the papers. No, they didn't. Like, there's people arguing with me. They wanted her cremated. The dad won't. The biological father won't sign for her to get cremated. Mother signed. Do you know how much a funeral cost? To bury someone with a casket properly and all that other stuff? They're still paying for their grandmothers. They can't even afford that one. They still have not paid off that. And now this. These people in this community don't get it. So they figured they did raise over $2,000 to help with cost. So, however, a funeral costs like close to 10 grand. And then when you have to buy a plot, which they didn't have one for Arabella, and then when you have to buy a casket and you have to have, yeah. Cost 10 grand for a regular funeral. Cost 2,000, like 2,500 for cremation. And I think it's way more humane. And her soul can rest in peace. And she doesn't have to ever, I honestly believe part of the reason we've been coming back and reincarnating is because we've been embalming ourselves and our bodies. Like, I think that has something to do with the residue of being stuck. Instead of properly disposing of a body, which is burn that bitch. That way the soul has to ascend. Spirit's gone, but soul couldn't stuck. That's why they call them lost souls. Until you burn that body. So, Arabella will be on ice. And she had to get embalmed until the 14th of December, until they go before the court. And the court decides whether or not they can have her cremated. Because the baby's father won't sign for the cremation. And he's making it even harder. So we have till the middle of December that baby's body is sitting in a morgue. Even fighting over the funeral. And this community is all about it. They love this drama. They all make me sick. I told Mandy, I said, you wonder what? Keep this stuff off Facebook. Don't even give the updates to the deadly item no more. This is your family. I wouldn't say shit. I wouldn't let anybody in this community know what you're doing. I wouldn't. Because you're going to get attacked either way. Some people will agree with you, other people won't. Other people are going to attack you who took one side, which is the drama side. And there you go. And I have nothing really bad to say about the baby's father. Her biological father. I think he's a decent guy. Thought he was. And I get it. He doesn't like what happened to his child. I wouldn't either. I'd be pissed. So I understand his grief. Because you want to know why? I'm empathetic. I get it. I understand how horrible this is for him. But he put himself in prison. You should think about that before you drink and drive. Let that be a lesson. Yep. However, my opinion's correct. Because I can see all sides. I really can. I understand why the family's pissed off at Sam. I'm mad at Sam too that she didn't get Arabella out of that. But I still love her. And I still understand the abuse that she went through. I still understand the mindfuckery of why she didn't leave. And I understand why she went back. Like, I get that. I understand it. You want to know what? I'm dealing with a real family member going through the same thing. I'll just put that out there. But everybody has an opinion. And I said, well, if something happens to one of her kids, guess what? She'll be in the same situation Sam's in. She needs to leave. And ain't nobody doing nothing. That's all I have to say about that. I know. It just gets worse. You stay in these relationships, it just gets worse. This family member of mine is now a shell of herself. And it's interesting because me and my dad went back and forth and debated a little bit about the whole thing with Arabella. And he didn't understand why she left and this, that, and the other thing. I said, well, guess what? You have a family member right now going through the same fucking thing. You didn't know about it, but I do. I was told. So somebody better get those kids out of that situation. That's all I have to say. Because this could have been any of us. This could have been my biological family. They're my adopted family. Like the Delcamps are like my adopted family. Like we just mesh. And yeah, they can be pretty ghetto. I'm not gonna, dismiss any of that. But they've had a hard life. I understand this. It's my ex-boyfriend from 12 years ago. It's his cousins and his family who all have had major issues. And so has he. So it is what it is. They've had a lot of trauma in that family too. It's sad. And I was there. I witnessed all of it. I saw it all. And I didn't mean to put my nose in any of their business. It's just my heart just always bleeds for them for some reason. Part of it probably has to do with the fact that, they don't have a whole lot of money and they work for everything they have, like the girls do anyway. My ex-boyfriend was useless. He now has a job at 34 years old. Let's give him a round of applause. Let's give him a round of applause after he financially abused me and pretty much, lived with me for 4 years and didn't pay a fucking thing. So we'll just say that. A thief. He never cheated on me though, but he did fuck up my head a little bit. And he did physically, him and I would get physical sometimes. I can't all blame that all on him. I have a lot of no animosity with him. I really don't. Probably because I'm over it and I'm healed from that. And I still love his family. That's why. However, he has animosity toward me. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't give a fuck. Dumb. Because I didn't want his ass no more. It's funny, he was going around telling people that I got mad at him because he wouldn't fuck me. When it was actually reversed. Big time. I got mad at him because I was making arrangements and I wanted to make sure that my cat Blue, since that was our cat, it was actually his deceased brother's cat. And he had said if I ever get rid of Blue, because Blue's old, he's like 11 or 12 now. If I ever got rid of Blue, he would want him. It was his brother's cat before it came to live with us. His brother died of a massive heart attack at like 32 years old. So I offered Blue to him. He said he didn't want him. Hoped I found him a good home. That pissed me off. That's why him and I got into an argument. And that's why I said, you're a fucking douchebag. So what? He said about, oh, well, I might be moving out of state. Like me, like I want to move out of state. Blue's like 11 or 12 years old. I'm going to have that cat tranquilized when I move. Can you imagine? I'm going to have to put them all in carriers and put them in a U-Haul so I don't have to hear it. It's one right after another. But I still care. I don't have any problems. He has a new girlfriend that's like half his age. She's like 19. So, good luck. And she don't work, so now she's the one taking advantage. Guess what? That's karma. Well, shit gets flipped. Now he has to work. Now shit gets flipped. Enjoy paying those bills like I had to do. But, oh, by the way, he got his Graham's house for basically nothing. It was given to him when Nam passed away. He's yet to pay the taxes on it the last 2 years. Then again, I've had a hard time paying my taxes too, so I really can't say anything. You know, the house was given to, he has no mortgage, the house was given to him. And you want to know what? He wouldn't give Sam or Arabella a place to stay. And he knew the abuse was going on. Because he had his girlfriend there. There was 1, 2, 3 extra rooms besides his bedroom that they could have stayed at. Where's his responsibility? That was her grandmother's house. And he just took it over and kicked everybody else out. Said, fuck you. Selfish. Typical. Disgusting. Yet he blames Sam for not leaving. Yeah. He doesn't care. He has no empathy. He blames her for not leaving. She should have left. She's a terrible mom. She deserves everything she gets. Yep. And it was her grandmother's house. There was 3 extra bedrooms there. But he's there with his new girlfriend. Yes, he was. Yes, he is. He was one who threw me across the kitchen on New Year's Eve one night because I walked in 10 minutes late after midnight because I went down to see a friend, my best friend, at the local bar that was like 5 minutes away and did shots with her instead of him at New Year's. And I walked in, I was all happy and shit. And he comes in, bitching, screaming, grabs me by the throat and throws me across the kitchen. And guess who witnessed that? Sam. And she yelled at him and she's like, Jesse, what the fuck are you doing? Bonnie didn't see it. Bonnie was passed out. Nobody else saw it. But Samantha did. Also, when I had to have my neck injury after my car accident, I wasn't allowed to really do anything. Any slight movement, because I have a prosthetic disc in my neck, you're going to love this one, guys. Any slight, he would give me the silent treatment for weeks. He would just go, anytime we'd argue, he'd just up and leave and disappear, not telling me where he's going, and then he wouldn't talk to me. That's emotional abuse. And I'd panic. It all started, I think, pretty much with him. Started with him. That's where the cycle started with him. And he was a Gemini. I mean, there was multiple times he'd go through my phone, accuse me of cheating, all this other stuff. I never did anything. And he'd look through my phone and then he'd get mad when he wouldn't find nothing. And I couldn't help what other people had said. They told me, one guy told me, he's like, Lisa, you're more loyal than a fucking dog to this guy. And he does nothing for you. He's like, what I wouldn't do for somebody that was as loyal as you are. And I showed him that message and it pissed him off. Because yes, I would go out and I stopped paying for his shit. I stopped paying. He would ask me, I supplied cigarettes and every day he'd go through a case of beer. Guess who paid for that? I did. And didn't pay a fucking thing, make messes, sit there and play his PlayStation all the time. And that's all he'd do. And I pay for the internet as well. Yep. For 4 years, the whole time I was with him, I never got a Christmas present. Not one, because he wouldn't work. He refused to work. Well, now he has to work. Like I said, congratulations at 33 years old. Everybody give him a round of applause. And now he's taking care of some loser that's 19 years old. Well, when I had to have my neck surgery, yeah, I was supposed to be in bed. He did sometimes go to sleep, but I had to be in bed. This house turned into a disaster, and I couldn't take it. Because first off, I cleaned houses for a living, and it drove me crazy when my own house was in disarray. Now I just don't give a fuck. Now I'm just like, whatever. I'm so used to whatever. But not to mention, I even gave his mom and sister a place to stay. His mom did pay me money to stay here. And she helped. She helped with groceries. She helped with stuff. I love his mom to this day. That's why I'm close with the whole family. But I gave his other cousin a place to stay for a while. When she was dealing with bullshit. So but I ended up over in the other room. He brought my mattress and stuff down. And I was so disgusted just because nobody was cleaning up after the cats. Nobody was doing anything. And I was just pissed. So I started cleaning up, and I'm not supposed to. Like, this was like a week and a half after my surgery. And I was supposed to be down for 6 weeks. And I was down there crying. I was down there trying to sweep and do stuff with a neck still here. And he comes down. What are you doing? I said, I'm doing what nobody else is doing around here. I'm trying to clean up. I said, I can't take it. It's filthy. He takes my sweeper, smashes it off the ground, throws it across the room, and then picks me up and tosses me. Yeah. And I land on my ass with my hands back. Ain't nobody did shit. Well, it was shortly after that, I dumped him. After I got better and all that other stuff, I wasn't with him much longer after that. Wait a minute. Yep, I was gone like within a year. Still took a year to get away from him. So we want to talk about abuse. Emotion. It started with the psychological abuse. He started with this within 2-3 weeks of us dating. We get into an argument or a fight or even a disagreement. He'd take off to his friend's house out near Mifflinburg and not tell me where he would go. They'd come down and pick him up. And for a week, he'd be gone. And I didn't know. He wouldn't answer his phone. The phone I was paying for. Dummy me. So I went and had his phone shut off one time. Fuck him. Either way. That was the first abusive relationship really I was in. And then let's get to Ian. I don't think Jesse necessarily cheated on me. He was just emotionally, financially, and physically abusive. Ian was a whole different ballgame. Ian was a complete mind fucker. Let's talk about Ian once. I met Ian at the beach. Ian worked a lot. He worked for the gas and oil lines. Made 6 figures. Ian was a Sagittarius. Gemini's opposite sign. Go figure. My North Node. Extreme alcoholic. However, he did pay for everything. That guy spent a lot of money on me. I'm not gonna lie. That guy gifted so much shit to me. But it came with a price of being gaslit, cheated on, lied to, made to feel less than. He'd triangulate people. And he would do the whole, abandonment and ghost me. He'd be gone for 2 weeks at a time on the road, come back for 6 days, and back on the road for 2 weeks. And the whole time he was usually on the road, he wouldn't talk to me hardly at all. He was too busy watching porn, gambling all of his money, drinking when he'd get back from the oil rig, taking pills. And he was emotionally abusive to me. And he was looking at prostitutes on Backpage. He tried to mess with one of his ex-girlfriends, who I'm friends with on Facebook. And you know what? This is what I'm thankful for today. I ain't in any of these fucking horrible relationships anymore. That's what I'm thankful for. All those spilled cups in that Aries reading, they couldn't stand the test of time. They were not a worthy opponent. And I went through psychological and emotional mind games. He beat me up one time. And my one Aries ex-friend came up to Williamsport and he acted like he was sleeping after all this happened. I had bruises all over myself. But then he said that I did it to myself. My friend crawled right in bed and said, "Look, you ever put a hand on her again, you're never going to wake up." That's how us Aries roll. She's like, "I'll fucking slice you from ear to ear, motherfucker." He never laid a hand on me again. And then the next day, when he went to work, I came down to, actually, it might have been a few days later. I still had bruises all over myself. Her sister was there and made me go to the hospital. Well, they sent me back up to Williamsport where it happened. And the cops took pictures of all the bruises all over my body. So they had it on file. Ian didn't like that too good. And I was already in the middle of transitioning, finding my own apartment because I got accepted into Lock Haven University. I was going to school. I got accepted into Lock Haven. And my daughter was moving in with me. And then I come to find out, he went through my phone and saw, because I wasn't going to tell him that I went to the cops. He was pissed. So he knew he could not touch me ever again. Because all I did one call. So what he did is he fucking fucked with my head then. And I even tried to tell his mom, "Your son's a narcissist." No, he's not a narcissist. He just has addiction issues. Guess what? That same son is now living with her. And her 2 daughters, who are teenagers. Yeah. Good luck to those girls. I'm sure he's mind fucking with them too, because he did it to my daughter. That's why my daughter has to go see a psychologist now, because of him. The day I kicked him out, it was a beautiful day. And it probably wasn't the nicest thing to do. But we had decided in September we were going to break up. Because we were at the beach. He always triangulated me with people, made me feel less than. He's the reason I got a boob job. And told me he would pay for half. And he never paid for any of it. I had to pay for it. Whatever, they're my boobs. But I probably would have never got a boob job if it wouldn't have been for him. Making me feel my self-esteem was so fucking low. He completely shredded my self-esteem. Oh my God. He was fucking strippers. And got one pregnant. And he was going out and he was doing Backpage. Talk about feeling less than. That's not a problem or nothing. Dummy me. I look back on it now and I can laugh at the blatant right in front of my face. And I'm going to tell you another secret that you guys, I might have even mentioned on here before. As bad as he mind fucked me, my daughter never even knew about it. She did find out about it last night because yesterday was the 5th anniversary of me getting out of the hospital when I tried to commit suicide because of him. I was in hospital for 4 days. I died 3 times on the table. Even dark forces can't kill me. That's why I said I'm not afraid of death. Come at me. I died 3 times on the table. And I got admitted to divine providence. And you want to know what? Which was, yeah, I got 201. I had to sign in to the psychiatric center. And that's fine. Until he would show up and he'd sit there and laugh at the people who were in there. And laugh at me for being in there with a bunch of crazy people. And then he went to the counselor. The counselor actually talked to him before they talked to me. And the counselor blamed it all on me and said I was bipolar. They don't realize what complex post-traumatic stress disorder is. They don't realize what he did to me. I was re-victimized before I even left that hospital. He was supposed to actually keep an eye on me because I was under watch. Signing papers that he would. Guess what he did? Oh, yes. Guess what? Well, I'm no longer that. So they can't. I just have anxiety. Actually, I'm ADHD, which there's only one symptom between the two. Plus, I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder because I get triggered now. Anytime I get abandoned, this trigger goes back to Jesse because he'd abandoned me all the time. During hard times, they fucking bull. They don't want to deal with your hard time. You just have to sit there and listen to all their griping and bitching about. So. We're going to skip forward. The day I kicked Ian out. Oh, the day I left the hospital. I was supposed to go down to my parents that afternoon for Thanksgiving dinner. Well, you want to know what he did? He got around, got dressed. I said, oh, are you coming with? He says, I'm going to casino. Have a good night. And he was supposed to be watching me. That was your dumb fault. You did what you did and do. So yeah. No empathy. So I went down to my parents by myself. So the day I kicked him out, a couple years later, this dude was making 6 figures. I still had to pay half the fucking bills where we lived. We were engaged. Actually, this was the ring he bought me. I still wear it on my right hand because I like it and it's diamonds. It means shit, but I still like it. That was a $3,000 ring. Whatever. I still wear it. Yes, I do. That's blood money right there. The day I kicked him out, it was beautiful. I go downstairs. I wake up like a bear. Okay. It was February 1st, 2017. Yeah, this went on from 2012 to 2017. 5 years. And I see he has alcohol spilled Oh, this was after he lost his job because he blacked out from taking freaking pills when he was driving and drove through the work gate because he blacked out. He nodded off. He was on a bunch of freaking pills. And then lied and said, oh, it had to do with him. He thinks he double took his certain pills or whatever. No, he took a bunch of fucking narcotics that he stole from me. And they were tramadol. Yeah. And he took them all. 16 of them. And drove like that to work, which was an hour and 20 minutes away. And then he nodded off as he's driving through his company's gate. And he totaled his car. Lost it, well, because they weren't sure. And tramadol wasn't really being tested, and he didn't have alcohol in his system. They weren't sure if he had to, they gave him like 6 weeks pay, and then he had to go back to work. The night before, he was drinking, and I kept on saying, you wonder what? As much as you need to stop drinking, or you're going to, it's going to come up, and even though you're not going to feel drunk, you can still have alcohol in your system the next day. And he drank the heavy stuff, the hard stuff, Jameson and shit. Well, guess what? He went up for his thing. They did a breathalyzer. He blew like a .03. Lost his job right there. His $100K a year job for alcohol. And then he just slimed around. Then he decided to just take out all of his retirement. $60,000 he blew in like 5 months. Yes, he did. And yeah, he was staying here. I broke up with him on Labor Day weekend because he decided he was going to take pictures and post them online that my friends had saw and sent them to me that were really derogatory when we were supposed to be at the beach where we met. Of the bartender bending over, and he had a beer can sitting there that said, I forget what it was. It had something to do with, Heineken. He said, get me some Heine. With the bartender bent over. At the bar, when he went downstairs to get a drink and I'm upstairs waiting on him, that's what he did. My friend screenshot it and sent it to me. She said, I beat his fucking ass. That's disrespectful. That's how much of a fucking pervert he was. He had a real issue of disrespect living in my fucking house. So, you know what? It was what it was. He really didn't pay me much to live here because my rentals paid for this. No, they didn't. So he gave me like $300 a month to live here. Yeah. When we lived up in Jersey Shore, I had to pay half the bills. Plus everything down here. Paid half the rent. I paid half the fucking electric. I paid half the fucking heat. I paid half of every fucking thing. And all the groceries. And he's the one making $100K. And I'm going to school working part-time. Taking care of my daughter. So. The day I could. Yeah. So. You guys are going to love this. About 2 weeks prior to me kicking him out, I get a message from a friend of mine that he's back on Plenty of Fish. And I noticed like every once in a while, and like we were broken up, I get it. But I'm thinking, you're not going to be out fucking around a bunch of hoes living in my house. You can go do that, find your own place. This is my place. Now this is my house, motherfucker. You're barely paying to live here anyway. So, we sat down and said, you know, you got to find a place to go. in December. I'm like, we both know this is not working. We are not going to get back together. So figured out. Well, he just kept on slumming it up, getting his alcohol, doing his thing, no job, going to casinos, going to Vermont, going to do whatever without me, which I didn't care because we weren't together. At that point, I didn't give a fuck. And you want to know what he said to me in December? He's like, if you would have been like this the whole entire time, I don't think we would have had these problems, because I no longer cared what he did. I didn't even want to be around him. He just made me, I was just that over it and disgusted. And I'd rather him not here than here. So February 1st, 2017, I go downstairs. I waited till I heard Olivia leave for school. There's alcohol spilled all over my kitchen. I decide to go grab a pot and a metal spoon. Couldn't find him anywhere. I walk in my office and he's passed out on my love seat with his phone on his chest, which I did confront him about the Plenty of Fish thing, by the way. Right over top his fucking head. Bang, 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 bang. It's February 1st, motherfucker. Time to get your shit and get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, you got 20 minutes to fucking pack whatever you can. And then you can let me know when you need the rest. 20 minutes you got. Bang, 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 bang. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm like, dude, you're not going to be freaking cheating on me and doing what you're doing while you're living in my fucking house. You can go to a hotel and you can go do that there. You want to know what? You're not living here and doing that. Oh, yeah, this was completely unexpected. I woke up like a bear that day. And before he left, I said, I need my key. You let me know when you have movers here to come and get your shit. Oh, yeah. Bang, bang, bang. Right over top his head after he just spent a whole night of drinking. Yep. And that's how that went. And I said, and you want to know what? He came back here that night and I ignored him. Can I please come in and get some more of my stuff? Please, please, please. Nope. Leave. Figure out what you're going to do because you ain't come back here. I'm done. I was in my last semester of school and I wasn't having him distract me at all. It was amazing when I got him out. I mean, I was a little bit sad because it was a 5-year relationship of wasted fucking time. But it was I have a wedding dress upstairs sitting up there that I bought because him and I were supposed to get married. Dodge that motherfucking bullet. Okay. Then I just went on a rampage of being single and finishing school. And, you know, after school, I dated people. My ex, my first true love, came back in the picture. Another narcissist. I found out later, like, we were first love. My first kiss came back into the picture for about 4 or 5 months. He'd be very nice, and he was an alcoholic, another one, and nasty drunk. That didn't last real long. We ended on a good note. I didn't care. That karma was clear. Very predominant family in this town. His dad loved me. I will. It is what it is. I wasn't rich enough for them. I wasn't wealthy enough for their family likes. And he was the same way. He'd poke and prod at your insecurities. Oh, yes. And he'd do it in public, too. Another narcissist. That didn't last real long. And it was weird because it was February. We actually, when we started dating, when we were kids, was in February. And we stopped talking in May, which is when we stopped talking this time. May, June, when I graduated college, yes. And then I went on a cross-country excursion to get away from it all. I was really sad for a while, but I got over it. And I started, you know, whatever. And then guess who else comes back in the picture? Divine Masculine. The night before the eclipse. The Great American Twin Flame Eclipse. That was a fucking fiasco. That's when I really hit the dark night of the soul and the depression really hit. I dated a few people in between there. I tried, but nothing ever worked out. So, yep. And Divine Masculine wasn't much better when it came to toxic behavior. Drug addict, just an addict. And I tried like hell to prove my loyalty to him. And like, I understood we connected on a different level than the other ones, but it was deeper and it was way more painful. I couldn't release him. I tried like hell to cut that cord. It wasn't going anywhere and it wasn't budging. It was okay. It was numb for a while. I was a friggin' mess with him. I looked like death by the time I got out of that relationship. Like the whole thing. Because the whole thing, the idealized value discard, like the whole cycle was like a narcissistic cycle. And in the worst form. The guy, can't really say he cheated. He did triangulate a lot though. It's like there was some things. Him, I really do believe is addiction or was addiction. He's a completely different guy now that he's sober. And he actually realizes who actually had his back the whole entire time. When he saw me the other night, when I stopped in, he went with a big smile on his face. He's like, you cease to just, and he was happy to see me. So he sat, that was the longest visit I've ever had with him. He sat there and talked to me for an hour and 20 minutes. Yep. So I'm definitely sure he's my twin flame. We're supposed to be friends. Like they're not really supposed to be a reunion at this time. He needs to go through some more healing stuff for himself. But I'm there for him. He told me when we hung up the phone, oh, I think he is. He's thankful he has me in his life. Yes, he is. But for what he did to me, people don't understand this. What they do to me, they get back in spades. Yes, they do. Tables have now turned on Jesse. He's now taking care of some 19-year-old chick that doesn't work. Doesn't drive, doesn't work. Yeah, like a child. She's 19. He's 33. Tables have turned on that. Ian lost everything when he went and moved down to Florida. Everything. He had to move in with his dad, and his dad was a raging alcoholic. He ended up meeting up with some girl that he really fell in love with. And guess what? She broke his heart. She was a Scorpio. Congratulations. You met a Scorpio. Yep. He actually got sober too, from what I was told. Now he just drinks non-alcoholic beer. Well, good luck. George, what he did to me? He went to jail. And has been there since April. AJ, I don't know. I haven't really kept tabs on him. That's another whole story that only lasted 3 months. And many of you have saw the results of AJ. The wrath. That was a big old joke too. It's like, why in the hell do I get with these people who are alcoholics and fucking drug addicts? Let's break that cycle. So I stopped dating for a long time. And now with what just happened. This guy doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs, he doesn't do any of that. He's a family man, and he triggered me with abandonment issues because of all that abuse in the past. I'm not saying everything was his fault. I don't know. But that fucking hurt. I understand he's going through his own shit with his wife. She's now going for spousal support and child support because he decided to get into a relationship with me at that time. But I caught some things. Well, I went 9 months. And this guy comes in. And I was a little bit taken back because of the love bombing. And I was a little bit skeptical. And then, like I said, when I got real stressed, stress will trigger me into that abuse. If somebody isn't there for me emotionally, and they bolt, that's a trigger for me. So I think that this is what the universe is bringing up for me to heal, is that abuse trigger. This is that final healing for myself. So I just gave you an hour-long worth of my past 12 years of relationships. My ex-husband was a whole different other story. He was a religious fanatic who didn't let me do shit. All money-minded. I wasn't even allowed to go buy clothes. I was allowed to go to yard sales and buy clothes. That's how I knew when everything had happened with this mortgage thing. I'm thinking that guy has money stashed in his fucking mattress. Don't even tell me he doesn't have no money. I'm not dumb. He just went 9-10 years without having to pay anything except for an electric bill and car insurance and that's pretty, homeowners insurance and taxes. That's pretty much it. That is about a month's worth of, and I really never went after him for child support or alimony until like the last year and a half. And then now he doesn't even pay that because now he's forced to pay the mortgage until these rentals get rented out. Because it's only under the mortgage is now only under his name. It's not even under my name anymore. I have nothing in it. I paid half of it. That was my narcissistic abuse stories. From work, I blow the whistle on government agencies. I talk about what happened with the baby. And like I said, I really don't have a whole lot of bad things to say about this last person I was with. He just bolted when I needed him the most and it hurt. So, like I said, I think that it was the universe's way of bringing up that trigger for me. And bringing up a lot of these triggers. What time is it? I gotta soon get around. I know dinner's gonna be ready around 4, and my parents are gonna be like, oh, okay, it's only 1. Thank you guys for joining me. Everybody who was on here. I'll probably retitle this because it does talk about my abuse. And what I went through. And this is only tips of the iceberg. Just tips of it. I didn't even go into depth of the amount. Just tips. It was a horrible decade. And I understand that the universe had to put me through this so that I could spot it with other people. My tarot, God told me to get a set of cards and get in the tarot community because there was people who were dealing with it. Sorry, my stream wanted to cut. Like I said, I was put in the tarot community because of abuse to help people get free and cut those cords because that's what they do. It's soul ties. I understand the spiritual part of it. So my the tarot is just a gift from the universe. But it's in the it's actually in the cord cutting stuff, and the cord removal is where my real stuff shows through, to be honest with you. So yep. So my tarot is just a way to get people to it's beautiful. Like some readings are beautiful. But it's to get those cords of karmic ties, soulmate ties, ties from past lives, and all of that removed so that you can move forward in your path. And the universe is still teaching me lessons, obviously, that I need to know. Here's one thing that I did notice. And I called it out. Yes, I did. Because I notice everything. And these people can't get away with shit with me. When I noticed this last person pull away, it was during a time of deep stress for me. He was going through deep stress with the ex-wife. I understand that. However, he deactivated his Facebook on Friday. Same day Arabella passed away. He deactivated his Facebook, which we were in a relationship on Facebook. It was common knowledge. Well, I get on my shit and it says just I'm in a relationship, but it doesn't say with who. So I messaged him and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it says I'm in a relationship, but like you're no longer. Oh, I deactivated my account. Okay. I understand, like he didn't want his ex-wife, whatever. Well, last night, I go look. His account's back up. And it says single. So if he deactivated his account, he put the, okay, hang on. He said he didn't reactivate his account. It automatically did it after 7 days. Automatically put his shit back up. I said, well, your stuff is there and it says you're single. So figured I'd let you know that. And then I got to thinking, no, wait a minute. If he says he didn't know that that account was back up, exactly. If he says that it just reactivated itself after 7 days and it said single, then he either changed his status to single before he deactivated his account and I didn't know it, or he knew that he reactivated his account and he changed his status to single. So he lied. And then he tried to gaslight me today. This is my last message and I'm going to read it to you. This was at 2:24 in the morning. I know it just popped in my head. I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. So I'm just saying, I thought you deactivated your account last Friday before we broke up. It's one reason. Well, that's one reason I got upset. So I don't know why it said single on your profile if you deactivated it before we broke up. I said, that's a lie. You put you were single, so you changed it. I said, you're lying, which I really don't appreciate. You say, wow? No, I say, wow. I said, I really don't want no harsh words or nastiness, but don't ever lie to me. That's the biggest kick in the face ever because I've been nothing but honest with you. And now I really question who the hell you really are. I said, I deserve way better. Good luck and have a nice Thanksgiving. I'm happy I know now. His response at 4:02 a.m. I have no clue why it reacted. I have no clue why it reactivated. I don't want any issues. I didn't change anything. Once again, I get blamed for shit I don't do. That's why I hate social media. Just like we were officially met on October 13th. I wasn't active yesterday because one of the managers here tried to find me to add me and it wasn't active. I didn't message back. Gaslighting. It reactivated itself. Right. What do you do there? Let him go. I told him delete. How you doing? Pyrite Indigo Seer. I suggest you all watch my Aries reading because I called all this shit out. Well, he finally started talking to me after I told him to take my number off. I don't want this number anymore. I don't need it. I know who you are. You're Mystical Dimples. Yes, I know. I know who you are. You told me that you changed your name. It's Mystical. She changed her name again to Pyrite Indigo Seer. That's what I had said. You want to know what? Look, I'm going to tell you what I had said to him. I poured my heart out to him as to why I am the way that I am. I did. Trying to be whatever. It auto reactivated. It's how much. Oh, and he was telling me, he was talking about some of the stuff with this, whatever. This is what I had said to him. I told him, I said, well, I hope you do get custody of your son. I said, you need a lawyer from outside the area for your son's sake. I'm not going to say his name. And I gave him the name of my lawyer. I said, she did me well. I said, then again, I didn't take my exes to the cleaners either. I said, my ex doesn't pay me anything living in our $250,000 house for the past 14 years as I paid for everything. So I just got screwed. I said, I just wanted him to sign the divorce papers so I could move the fuck on with a loophole because his name's was on that mortgage. So if I couldn't pay it, guess what? It came back on him, which I couldn't. And I felt bad about that. What am I going to do? I said, I got in a huge bind last year. I lost my job, hit depression, and then tenants fucked me out of a bunch of rent money. I had no fight left. I pretty much gave up. So I had to refinance, and he's dealing with the mortgage until these apartments get rented. It's only fair, I feel. I said, I had that mortgage down to 6 years, and now, well, not anymore. It's why I had a hard time trusting anybody. It seems like as soon as I do, something happens that triggers me back into the abuse and I lose my shit. My YouTube family saved my life because I found complete strangers understood exactly what I've gone through more than anyone else. I couldn't even get out of bed on Friday when baby G passed. After seeing her on Thursday, it broke my heart. And you acting off? I said, plus I definitely have CPTSD. That's been verified by a psychologist, and I'm not ashamed of that. It's proof I've gone through hell. So that's why I don't trust. My exes fucked me up. I said, it's been a lot better, but too much stress and I have a meltdown. I said, I do care about you though. I thought you did me too. And then I heard nothing for a few hours. He was at work, I think. I don't know. Who fucking knows? But at 2:24 a.m., I said, I'm just saying, I thought you deactivated your account last Friday before we broke up. It's one of the reasons I got upset. So I don't know why it said you were single on your profile if you deactivated it before we broke up. I said, look, that's a lie. You put you were single, so you changed it. That's a lie, which I really don't appreciate. You say wow? No, I say wow. I really don't want no harsh words or nastiness. And like I said, I deserve way better. Good luck. Have a nice Thanksgiving. And I'm happy I know now. And of course, I got the excuse. Well, he was talking to me yesterday. I stopped talking to him because he tried to give me a bunch of fucking bullshit again. I have no clue why it reactivated. I don't want any issues. I didn't change anything. Once again, I get blamed for shit I don't do. That's why I hate social media, he says. Just like we officially met on October 13th. Which wasn't true. We didn't meet until like a week or two later. His wife went around telling people that we were together during October 13th. He says it wasn't active yesterday because one of the managers here tried to find me and add me and it wasn't active. Oh, really? One of the managers tried? Well, what manager was trying to find you and activate you? I wonder. Maybe she texted you and said, I'd like to add you on Facebook. So he reactivated his Facebook so he could add her. And then when I called him out on his shit, he deactivated his account again. Because I had said, look, I see your account's back up on Facebook. He's like, well, I didn't reactivate it. That's why I told everybody, if you were friends with my ex, please delete him. Well, I didn't reactivate it. I said, well, maybe your ex-wife has your password and she did it. Since she does everything else. So that is that. I'm going to go up to my parents' house and enjoy the turkey that he gave my parents. Oh, these men. I don't know how dumb they think I am. I've seen it all. I've gone through it all. I've done all this. Stop gaslighting fucking people. Don't lie. Just tell the fucking truth. Is it that hard to tell the truth? Is it really that hard to tell the truth? I don't think so. Just want to keep you around for supply. Well, him and I can be friends. But at this point, I don't trust him. He lost that. Speaking of bottom feeders, I do need to get to. My bottom feeder died the other day. He's really a hardworking guy. Like, I feel bad for the shit he's going through, but he put himself in that situation. You want to know what? One of the reasons I honestly think he's getting so fucked. One of the reasons I think he's getting so fucked in this whole situation. Karma. You don't fuck me over. You don't lie to me. And you don't abandon me. The universe looks out for me. If you would have stayed on my good side, we could have figured this out together. I think he's talking to other women. I think he's doing other shit. My personal opinion. Somebody who's not going to challenge him. Well, good luck, because I challenge people. Either raise your fucking bar and meet me on my level, or go back down to the bottom feeders. Well, yeah. I don't think things are going to fare out too well for him now that he did what he did. Well, and I have nothing to do with it. This is just karma. He would have fared out very well if he would have treated me correctly. If he would have treated me correctly, he would have had luck on his side. Instead of bad karma for fucking me over and lying. You don't do that to Blue Flame Integration. I warned him before he got with me. Well, I guess you can, but how long? What do you mean? You guess I can, but how long? Because they've all got karma. The tables have flipped on all these people. Well, he can't run at all. He's afraid he's going to lose his house and everything. Because she's taking him for spousal support and child support. So, and now he's afraid that he's not going to be, I don't know what he's thinking. She's a dental hygienist, so she gets paid well too. That goes by income. Yeah, I know. Well, karma with me? Look, I've had people fuck me over. Let's just get this straight. I got straight sodomized by narcissists. Now the tables are turned on them. And I think that the woman he's dealing with is a straight vindictive narcissist as well. I was too very vindictive. I warned him to go file first. Then he would have been the one to be able to say he wanted spousal support and child support. He didn't listen to me. At least it could have been held off for a little while. And then she could have, then it would have taken a little bit for her to actually go back. And now he's going to owe her child support from the time she filed and possibly spousal support. I know. I got to get around to. I'm supposed to be at my parents in 45 minutes. That ain't going to happen. I'm going to go get a shower and make myself all pretty. And I'm going to go and have a nice Thanksgiving dinner with my parents. So I love you guys. This was a long stream. But yeah, I'm probably going to talk about, I'm going to change the title and put about my narc abuse stories and domestic violence. That's probably going to be the name of this in case you guys went to, yeah. Either way, feels good to at least get it out. Like I said, I don't hate this dude, but I do believe that the universe wants me something better. Oh, I only got to go like a couple blocks that way. Well, across town. 5-minute drive. I really believe that the universe just has protected me in this situation. So kudos to the universe. In your car. Was he driving fast and slam on the brakes? Was he driving fast and had to slam on the brakes? What say it again? Yep, he heard that's what saved him. He heard what? Was he driving fast? Okay. Well, guess what? I hope he... Okay. So did you rip him a new asshole? And tell him Blue Flame Yeah, did you tell him Blue Flame Integration said be careful when you're fucking driving that car? that purple vehicle? Did you let him listen to that part? See? That was a message from God to help you guys. But I'm into witchcraft, by the way. You're welcome. Tell him to continue to be safe, please. Now he knows I'm not a fraud either. Now Joe knows I'm not a fraud. I'm glad you guys are safe. Thank you, Jesus. I love you guys. You guys take care. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. I'm going to go up to my parents. I'm going to enjoy my food. I'm going to grab some leftovers and I'm going to make a plate up for Chief Shikellamy and take it over to him. Because he deserves it. Anyway, I love you. You guys take care. See you later. Bye-bye.